be encouraged in the middle of your crisis. You will make it if you don't give up. Don't trust your gauges, trust God. What if you can walk on top of stuff that you were supposed to see? What if? Hello everyone, this is Pastor Justin Lawrence, and I want to invite you to our Sunday morning service at 9:30 a.m. Yes, the Faith First House of Hope is back open, and I want you to be my guest. I want you to come and join us so that you can worship with us and so that you can get a word of encouragement that will change your life. Sundays, 9:30 a.m., 1809 34th Street. Join us. Be our guest. Have your life change and begin to worship the Lord. God bless you. We hope to see you. This is Justin and Ophelia Lawrence with the Faith First House of Hope. At the Faith First House of Hope, we're more than a church, we're a family. And our ministry goals are for you to know God, to find freedom, to discover purpose, and to make a difference.
At Faith First, our mission is simple: reaching people with God's love. We grow people and we serve people. We hope that this message will leave you changed, transformed, and inspired to make a difference.
The name of our show is Hope. Hold on, pain ends. That's right, don't throw in the towel, don't give up. Your story is not over yet. What you are going through, you have to go through it to get out. But God knows how your story ends. Enjoy today's message. Secondly, I want to talk to you about this woman, because we spend so much time talking about Elijah in the text. We don't talk about this woman from Zarephath, and this woman who's living in the midst of a famine, and a famine is a lack of food, the lack of sustenance, and she's living in the middle of the famine, which was caused by a drought. See, if there were no droughts, there wouldn't have been a famine. But the drought creates the famine. In other words, I'm trying to tell you that one problem can create another problem. And so you've got two different problems coexisting at the same time, and it's a domino effect, because if you can't fix the famine, you can't fix the drought. If you don't fix the drought, you can't fix the famine. And so this woman has survived the drought. She had watched everything dry up around her. Her world, as she had known it since she was a little girl, had been disrupted, and she had watched the cows get weak, and she watched the sheep lose their wool, and she watched the riverbeds dry up, and she watched all of the vegetation turn brown, and she watched the bad news as they wrapped her neighbors in rags and carried them outside of the house. See, when you read this text, you read it in a flash. You read 1 Kings 17 and you read it in a flash, but I want to tell you that it happened over time. Yeah, it happened over time. This drought, this famine, it happened over time. And so she had watched the gradual erosion of life as she knew it. She watched her husband die, her husband, the love of her life. She watched him die, the one that she was going to do it with, for better or for worse, for richer or for poor. She watched him wither up and die. And so now this is personal, because it's gotten close to home. This woman wasn't always a widowed woman.
But now that death has ceased to be with her neighbors, now it has come into her house. It has invaded her parameters. And any woman will tell you, don't mess with my parameters. Yeah, don't mess with my house. Don't mess with my stuff. Don't mess with my kitchen. Don't mess with my husband. Don't mess with my children. Don't mess with my car. Don't mess with my makeup. Don't mess with my job. Don't mess with my clothes. Don't mess with my hair. Don't mess with my stuff. Women will tell you, don't mess with my stuff. They're real particular about their stuff. And death had come in and began to mess with her stuff. Death is coming to her house, and it's come right up to her house, and there's it's something vulnerable about death coming into your house. And it's one thing when it's them, the they, and it's the one thing when you're reading about a country or a family or somebody else that's in trouble, and they're in the midst of tragedy and crisis, and you pray for them, and you send them things, and you may give them some money, and you pray for them, and you do all of those things. That's one thing. It's one thing to be charitable. It's one thing to be nice. It's one thing to intercede for others. But it's another thing when it's you. See, it's one thing when it's them, but it's another thing when it's you. And that's why the Bible said it's more blessed to give than it is to receive. Because, in fact, I'd rather help you out of your trouble than be in trouble myself. Yeah. And so now this mess has come to my neighborhoods, and it's after my friends, and it's after my relatives, and it's come down my street, and now it's in my zip code, and devil, now this is personal. My neighbors gave way one by one. The markets emptied out. The places where she used to go shop closed. The crops grew dry, the cabbage stopped growing, the carrots stopped growing, and the fruit withered on the vine, and she tried to hoard and put back and save and be wise, but she watched the slow erosion of what she had in mind. And the slow erosion of what you had in mind is a scary thing, and I think that's one of the things that is so difficult for mothers. So difficult for people in general, but particularly mothers. It's the slow erosion of what you had in mind. You plan for this to happen by then, and this to happen by then, and this is going to go this way, and this is going to go this way. And then when it doesn't turn out that way, it's a scary situation. And this is the situation that this woman finds herself in. She never imagined that she would get married and find herself in a drought, and find herself in a famine, and find herself being a widow with her husband dead, and now they're running out of food. She never would have imagined that she's in a scary situation. And I just want to spend some time this Sunday morning talking to some women, to some sisters, to some mothers who are in a scary situation. So this woman, this widow woman, was in a scary situation because there was this slow erosion of what she had in mind, and it wasn't coming to pass, and it wasn't taking place, and things that she never imagined were actually coming. But I want to tell you, this woman is a strong woman. Just like many of you watching. She's a strong woman to even still be alive. She's there. She's still there. She has beat the odds already. And that's tough because this situation was so bad that even the prophets were running. Elijah is hiding, and this is a time where people are dying everywhere, and the marketplace is empty, and there's no more traveling in the streets, and there's no more growing of wheat, and everything is shutting down, and it's just like all of the stuff that's just withering up. But that's not the only thing that was withering up. It wasn't just the stuff, it wasn't just the crops, it wasn't just the vegetation, but her hope was withering up, her confidence was withering up. The gleam has gone out of her eye, the step has gone out of her walk, and it's been a long time since she even got to laugh. She's lost her husband. The grass is not growing in the yard, the trees have lost their apples, the figs have withered on the vine. And just as she lost the fruit and the figs, she's lost her smile. She's lost her husband. She's lost her peace. She's lost her joy. She's lost her happiness. She's lost her sense of fulfillment. She's lost all of that. And to make matters worse, now she's even lost her name. She's lost her name. We don't even have this woman's name. The only thing that is left of her is her condition. She is the widow woman. She used to have a name. She used to be somebody. She used to switch up and down the street. She used to have the luxury of having haters. See, some of you get upset about having haters and people copy you and all of that kind of stuff. But she used to have the luxury of having haters. And having haters is a luxury. To be blessed enough to be resented. If you got haters, you must understand that you are blessed. But she had lost the luxury of even having haters. Nobody wanted to be this widow woman from Zarephath. Nobody was talking about her. Nobody was calling her name. Nobody was gossiping about her. Nobody was plotting behind her back. Nobody was trying to get other people not to like her. None of that stuff was going on like what goes on today. No. She was down to almost nothing. And she had a lot to deal with. Because she couldn't even grieve over what she lost because she was trying to hold on to what she had left. I'm going to say that again. She couldn't even grieve over what she had, what she lost, because she was still trying to hold on to what she had left. And I want to talk to some women today who can't even grieve over what you lost because you're still trying to hold on to what you got left. I lost my job and I don't have time to worry about that. I'm on hold trying to call the bank and let them know that I'm going to be late with the mortgage. And please don't cut off my phone. I've got to get a job. Don't cut off the lights and don't take my car. I'm trying to get to the interview so that I can get this job, so that I can get my money back up and get back established and get back straight. And I'm going to need some gas. And all I'm trying to do is just hold on to what I got left. I took some losses. I took some major losses. And I'm just trying to hold on to what I got left. And she's got a lot on her hands. In fact, the Bible implies that her hands were full. In fact, I'll tell you that her hands were full before the famine. Because the reason her hands were full even before the famine is because if you're a mother, you've always got your hands full. You've got your hands full trying to comfort people and trying to be confident in yourself and trying to encourage other people when you need encouragement and trying to get people relaxed when you're nervous yourself and trying to figure things out and how to make things go and how to keep things together and how to keep everything going on. And your hands are full trying to raise your children, trying to walk in your career, trying to take care of your husband, trying to take care of your sons and daughters and trying to take care of yourself and your parents and all of these things that you got them going on and your hands are full. Being a mother. And add to that crisis. Add to that, as we went through last year, the COVID-19, the pandemic. And you're just trying to hold on to what you got left. Your hands are full. So full to where you get to the point where you say, if that phone rings another time, if another person calls me in distress, if another person needs advice, if another person calls me to ask me for money, don't you understand? I don't have any more to give you. My hands are full. I wonder, does anybody out there know what I'm talking about? My hands are full. I don't have anything else to give. I'm all given out. Don't bring me no more bad news. I don't have any more hands for this. And I want you to understand that this woman, you can't just meet her as a character in a Bible story. You have to understand that this woman who liked to look nice, this woman who liked to dress up, this woman who liked to parade around for her husband, this woman who liked to fix dinner for her family, this woman who liked to fix her son's favorite meal, all of that is gone. All of that is gone. It's no longer, what do you want to eat? It's no longer that you get to pick and choose what you're going to eat and what you're not going to eat. No. And I don't like this and I don't like that. No. You got to eat whatever mama can find. You got to eat whatever's on the table because mama got her hands full and we're just trying to survive. Forget success. Don't worry about success. Don't even talk about success. We are trying to survive at this moment. And so survival is success. Yeah, survival is success. In fact, don't you see what happened to the Joneses next door? Don't you know what just happened to them? And this widow at Zarephath, when Elijah comes walking down the road, and he comes up over the hill and he turns around the corner and he sees her, when he first lays eyes on her, her hands are full. He walks up to the edge of her property and her hands are full because she's gathering sticks. And so he's never seen her without her hands being full. And when you read throughout the entire text, you will always find out that this woman had her hands full. And so I'm talking to mothers, I'm talking to sisters, I'm talking to women, I'm talking to daughters, I'm talking to you that have your hands full, because this woman had her hands full and she knows exactly what it's like to have her hands full. And so she can identify with your story, with your plight, with your crisis, with your tragedy, with everything that you're going on, with turmoil, with whatever you have going on in your life. This woman can identify with that. Sometimes you got to find yourself in the Bible, and that's why I bring this woman to you, because her hands were full, just like yours. And so it's with that said that I want to talk to some women, to some mothers, to some sisters who don't even know what it's like not to have your hands full. Your hands have been so full for so long, you forgot what it's like to have empty hands and to have free hands. You don't know what it's like to not be filled to the brim with this and that, and I need you for this, and I need you for that, I need you to go there, and I need you to do this. You don't know what it's like to have a free hand. And this woman, when we meet her, her hands are full. And I wonder who she would have been if her hands weren't full. I wonder what she could have cooked if her hands weren't full. I wonder what kind of spread that she could have prepared if her hands weren't full. I wonder what she had the capabilities of doing if her hands weren't full. But I've learned sometimes you can't do what you want. You got to do what you can because your hands are full. Yeah, sometimes you can't do what it is that you want to do, but you can only do what you can do and what you're able to do because your hands are full. And so Elijah comes up to the edge of this woman's property and he looks at this woman and she's been over and she's not even looking at him. And he had never seen her not busy. And so she's not out there just having fun. She's not out there lollygagging. She's not out there for fun. She's not out there doing something that she enjoys. No, it's nothing like that. No one knows what she would have been if it hadn't been another season, if it hadn't been for the famine. But don't let me blame the famine, because if it weren't for the drought, I don't know which one to pray about. I don't know which one to pray about, if it's the drought or the famine or the famine or the drought, because both of them are bad. And I don't know which one of them is more dangerous. I don't know if the drought is more dangerous than the famine or the famine more dangerous than the drought. But what I do know is that it's taking a toll. And this situation, this crisis, just like your crisis, has taken a toll on this woman. And it's affecting everything. Because when you have this type of crisis, this type of compounded crisis, it affects you physically. It affects you emotionally. It affects you financially. And it affects you attitudinally. Yeah, it affects you physically. It affects you emotionally. It affects you financially. And yes, it affects you attitudinally. In fact, I would say it'll affect you relationally. And that's what's happened with the crisis that you've been facing in your own life. Nobody understands because there you are, mother, and your hands are full. Your kids don't understand. Your husband doesn't understand. Your co-workers don't understand. Nobody else understands what it is that you're going through and the weight that you're dealing with, because even in the midst of the crisis, you still want to take care of everybody. And so this has affected you. Physically, emotionally, financially, attitudinally, and relationally. And I want to tell you, it'd be a disservice to just reduce this down to money. This is not about money. This is bigger than money. This is bigger than stuff. This woman has lost her joy. This woman has lost her peace. This woman has lost her hope. This woman has lost her sense of normalcy. And some of you have lost your hope and your peace and your happiness and your joy. You've lost all of that. And you don't know what to do and you're at your wit's end. That's where this woman was. Sometimes you got to find yourself in the story. And I want to tell you something. Whenever you lose normalcy, even though you keep trying to act like everything is okay, because you know we like to pretend that everything is okay. Hi, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing just fine. Blessed and highly favored in the Lord. Knowing that you've lost your hope and your joy and your peace. And you don't know what to do and you're at your wit's end. And so when you lose normalcy, even though you try to act like everything is all right, your spirit is disrupted. Yeah, your spirit is disrupted and your mind is plagued and you're dealing with it and you're sleeping. You're waking up in the morning and as soon as you're about to open up your eyes, you open up your eyes and everything is abnormal. And you read the newspaper and everything is abnormal. And you open up your social media, begin to scroll that and everything is abnormal. And I know there's somebody out there that I'm talking to today that everything just seems crazy. Everything just seems out of sorts. Nothing is normal. Everything is abnormal. Everything is weird. Everything is strange. Everything is out of place. And so we've never seen this woman's normal. We never get the luxury to see that. We don't even get to mourn what she lost. Because when we meet her, her hands are full. Yeah, we never get to mourn what she's lost over time. Because when we meet her, her hands are full. And she was gathering sticks when Elijah laid eyes on her. And he asked her for some water. And what amazes me about this particular text is that this woman who already had her hands full, she didn't have a free hand. When the prophet came on the scene, she steps out of her own suffering to get him some water. This widowed woman who was preparing to die steps out of her own suffering to get this man some water. I don't know about you, but I don't know if I would have done that. If my hands are full, they're already full, and I'm preparing for the end, and you come and ask me for something, I'm probably going to tell you to go do it yourself. I'm probably going to tell you to go get your own water. I'm probably going to tell you, don't ask me for nothing right now. Don't you ask me for nothing. I've lost everything. And all I got is this water and these sticks. And you go ask me for something. I'm prepared to die. The nerve of you. But I need you to hear something. You don't hear anything else I say in this message. I need you to hear this. I need you to embrace this. I need you to walk in this truth. You have to learn how to step out of your own suffering. I know you're hurting. I know you're wounded. I know you've gone through so much that nobody else knows about, that you've internalized, that you've kept, that you've hidden, that you've dressed up over, that you've covered up. But in this life, you're going to have to learn how to step out of your own suffering. Because when you learn how to step out of your own suffering, miracles begin when you step out of your own suffering. Yeah, your miracles will begin in your life when you step out of your own suffering. The miracle began in this widowed woman's life when she began to step out of her own suffering. Your miracle begins in its embryonic stages when you step out of your own suffering. And so if you'll stop feeling sorry for yourself and go help somebody else, it will change everything. But you've got to be willing to step out of your own suffering. You can't be selfish and get this miracle. It can't be all about you and you get this miracle. You've got to be willing to step out of your own suffering. This woman never got smart. She never got an attitude with him. She never went off on him. She never said something slick in the back of her mind. She just went and did what he asked. She stepped out of her own suffering. And the miracle began to take place in her life. Even though she couldn't see it, even though she didn't know what was happening, she just did it because she was a mother, because she was a caring person, because she was a giver, because she was a lover, because she was generous, because she was caring, because she was a servant. And because of that, this woman's life is about to change. And I just came to tell you this Sunday morning, mothers, that if you'll step out of your own suffering and begin to do things for other people in the midst of your own suffering. See, sometimes we can get bitter and we quit and we give up and we throw in the towel. Don't do that. The blessing is not in what you lost, but it's in what you got left. And so this woman, even though her hands were full, she went and got this man some water. She went and got this prophet some water. And her life was about to change forever. As she known it. Because she stepped out of her suffering. Mothers, I'm calling you to step out of your suffering today. Step out of your suffering so that you can walk into your miracle.
Thank you for joining us today. We pray that this message has brought you hope and shine light on your circumstances. We invite you to connect with us. You can visit our website at faithfirstlubbock.org.
And we also invite you to like and share us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we'll be here every Sunday at 12 o'clock, reminding you to hold on because pain ends. It's not over yet. It is not over until you win. We hope to see you next week. God bless you. We believe in you. We're rooting for you. We're pulling for you. You will make it. God bless you.
Listen, I want to give you an opportunity to make Jesus Christ the Lord of your life. Look, don't worry about what you've done, who you did it with, who you've been around, what you're doing. Don't worry about any of that. Get away from that. You will never get it all together until you get with him. Don't tell yourself the lie that I'm going to come to Jesus when I get it together. I'm going to come to Jesus when I stop doing this. No, that is a lie from the pits of hell. I want to tell you today, this is your opportunity to make Jesus Christ the Lord and Savior. He will deliver you from all of that. All you have to do is repeat after me. I want you to say this with me. You want God to change your life. I admit that I'm a sinner. I believe that Jesus Christ died for my sins and that he rose again on the third day. I confess Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior today. Come into my heart and be my Lord and Savior. Beloved, if you said that with me today, I believe that you're saved. I believe that you've been born again. I want you to take the next step. It doesn't end here. Take the next step. Visit us at faithfirstlubbock.org/salvation. It's on the screen. faithfirstlubbock.org/salvation so that you can find out the next steps. We want to get in contact with you and be along with you on your journey with Christ. You're born again. You're a new believer. And things are about to change. God bless you. We love you. We want to help you along with your journey. I want to take a moment to thank all of our Faith First House of Hope partners. Because of what you have been doing, it allows us to do so much for God. Because of your faithful giving, we're able to reach people all over the world with the gospel. Look, if you'd like to partner with our ministry, text 806-500-2685. Again, that's 806-500-2685. I believe that when you give, God will give it back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. In fact, I believe it's like a boomerang. It comes back and it blesses you, it blesses your family, it blesses your ministry, it blesses your prayer life, and all the things that you've been lifting up to God. When you put a seed on that prayer, God will move supernaturally in your life. In fact, seeds are the only things that grow. And so if you want more information, visit us at faithfirstlubbock.org/give. Thank you again, and God bless you.